Biodun Olujimi, Ekiti South. Mr. President, today is the International Day of the African Child. The focus today is on conflict and crisis in Africa and protecting all children's rights. This motion is supposed to have been taken by Senator Olujimi, who is chair of Women Affairs Committee, but as a member, I'm taking it. And I'm taking it with on behalf of 6 other senators in the Women Affairs Committee, and of course, 2 gender-sensitive men, Senator Yeli Omogowa and Senator John Eno. The Senate notes that June 16 is observed as the International Day of the African Child. The Senate recalls that on the 16th of June 1976 in Soweto, South Africa, thousands of black school children took to the streets to protest the inferior quality of their education and to demand their right to be taught in their own language. The Senate further recalls that hundreds of them were shot dead and thousands injured in the process. Aware that to honor their courage and in memory of those killed in 1991, the Organization of African Unity, now African Union, established the Day of the African Child. The day is meant to draw attention to the lives of African children today. Further aware that in 1999, the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child was adopted by the African Union, called the Children's Charter. This document sets out the rights of children in all aspects of life: civil, political, economic, social, and cultural. Worried that 30 million of the world's 57 million children who are out of school are in sub-Saharan Africa, and 10 million of these 30 million are in Nigeria, the highest in Africa. Further worried that one of the visions of the just concluded Millennium Development Goals, MDG 2000 to 2015, is to ensure that all children in the world are in school and learning was not achieved. Alarmed that 1 in 6 children born in sub-Saharan Africa do not live to their 5th birthday. Further alarmed that though a campaign to end child marriage across Africa was launched in May 2014 by the African Union, and also attempts have been made to stop harmful practices such as female genital mutilation, 1 in 3 girls in low and middle income countries of Africa are married by the age of 18, and 30 million girls in Africa are in danger of undergoing female genital mutilation in the next decade. Concerned that children have been rendered more vulnerable because of insurgency and the depreciating security situation of the country. Presently, over 70% of the people in internally displaced persons, IDP camps, are women and children. Further concerned that child soldiers were drafted in South Sudan, Democratic Republic of Congo, to fight in civil wars and armed conflicts. The Senate recognizes that by the year 2050, almost 1 in 3 of the world's children under 18 will be African. Further recognizes that children of African women with at least 5 years of schooling have a 40% higher chance of survival. Appreciates that there has been legislations in Nigeria, such as the Child Rights Act 2003 and the Universal Basic Education Act 2004, that ensures that the rights and welfare of children, and also makes the education of the Nigerian child compulsory and enforceable rights, with penalties for parents and guardians who fail or neglect this obligation. Accordingly, the Senate resolves to congratulate all the children of Africa and Nigeria in particular on this celebration of the 2016 International Day of the African Child. Urge the federal government not to relent in their effort to key into the sustainable development goals that provide a framework for government programs to key into globally agreed development outcomes. Urge the federal and state governments to ensure the implementation of the UBE Act and the domestication and implementation of the Child Rights Act in states that are yet to do so. That there should be budgetary allocation for programs that has to do with children's nutrition and education in the relevant ministries, as the good health and proper education of our children is key to our nation's development. I so move, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, and thank you for allowing